Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. My name is Mark Storrs, and hanging out with me, as always, is Mr. Robert Thomas Morphy II.
Indubitily.
What's happening, buddy?
Not much, man. Feeling fucking great compared to how I've been. So, rocking and clocking, I guess, whatever that is. Whatever that new verb is. But I've been clocking around, you know. Fucking around.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I was on the verge of getting sick, but I am better. Everything is good. All health here is A-OK. We are just blasting into the holiday season. I totally got taken off guard. I suddenly was like, holy shit, I need to start Christmas shopping like fucking immediately.
Yeah.
And, man, you know how I do? I just banged it all out in like 2 days. So with the help of my wife, we got all of our stuff done. It was super dope.
Do you guys still like go store shopping or are you like 21st? Oh, so you don't just Amazon the fuck out of it?
No, I mean, some shit I Amazon the fuck out of, but a lot of stuff I'm just like, yo, let's just hit up, wherever and get all of our shopping
That's awesome.
done.
I like that tradition.
Yeah, we actually have a little, me and her get a little day out of it, which is nice, couple days, and it's fun. It's good time. And
that I get.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'd avoid that shit like the plague. Like, I won't go to a store unless I absolutely have to on the best of times, but certainly not in the Christmas season. But I appreciate what you guys have going.
I enjoy the holiday merriment.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, just the cheer. Just the cheer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
the unruffled feathers, the
Yeah.
fucking complete Yuletide joy that's spread everywhere in public.
It's actually just me going to the toy section and being like, all right, honey, I'll call you when I'm done. So I go to look at the action figures, go check out the Funkos. I'm like, oh shit, nothing's new. All right, I'm going to go bug her so I can go sit in the truck. And
Oh, what are you going to do if they outgrow toys? Break your heart.
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily I haven't outgrown toys. So.
That's true. It might run in the family.
Yeah, there it is. All right, Robert, Patreon. We got some shout-outs to do for the folks
exciting.
That support us over there at the old Patreon, patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Robert, let's get started.
Keeping it real with Chimera DNS.
Hell yeah.
Moving on with Weird Moose 13.
All right, man. I like Weird Moose. That's dope.
I do too. Jason Hackman.
Thank you, Jason.
Aaron Fry.
Hell yeah, Aaron.
Jade.
Just Jade, I like it.
Timmy Karinko.
Timmy.
Good old Timmy K.
What's happening?
Crawfordsville, 1891. I think we know a little bit about that.
Oh, yes.
I think. I'm pretty sure that's the time.
Took me a second.
The time of the multi-flippered blanket of cycloptic implication.
Terror. Okay, I like it. Cool.
But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I doubt it. That's Crawfordsville.
Oh, believe me,
nutshell.
somebody will let us know.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get a actually.
I always remember that episode because of it flying over that neighbor's house and like nobody was letting them know. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, not my farm, not my pig. So there you go.
Not my farm. Jacob Rosem.
Thank you, Jacob.
And we're going to round it up with short list this week, which is nice. Nope. Blah, blah, blah. I had it down.
You
I said
did.
so well. All right. Fuck you.
Ecalabra?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
How did I get it?
I was adding like 7 more laws. It was ecalabra. Ecalabra.
There you go. Thank you for all your support over there at Patreon. Hey, man, this past, time-wise or whatever, we recently had a movie night.
We did.
For Prince of Darkness. We finally got a chance to watch it. Honestly, halfway through, I'm like, holy shit. I remember like 4 things from this movie, which is mostly the giant devil when the girl's like, Father, and goes to the mirror or whatever.
Yeah, the skin conditions in that movie are unreal.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long, but holy shit, it was super fun to hang out with everybody and watch that movie. Holy fuck, it was so cool. We had literal Jesus streaming it for us, man. Hackety holding it down, Bone Daddy over there doing it. So thank you all, the Patreon, for hooking us up with that. It was super dope, awesome movie night. And yeah, we're going to have some more Discord events coming up. Those will be posted in the Discord. And as always, you have access to the Discord. So you're on Patreon, jump on there, check it out. Super cool community. And my last count that I saw, there was a member count of 666.
Oh no.
We got to stop it. If you get in, you get in. If you don't, you don't. so yeah, be sure to jump on there and check that out. Super dope time. Super awesome. This week, Robert, here we are. I'm going to stumble the fuck over this, but this is kind of cool. Episode 270.
Oh.
We made the joke about 269. Well, 420, bro. But 270 episodes. And now that we're getting up there a little bit, every week's just going to be a magical moment. We're like, oh my God, Robert, it's 271. Holy shitballs. Can you believe we did it?
Right.
That'll be next week.
I'm sure. 300, we're going to have to make a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's going to have to be.
It's coming soon. It's not. It's
no, I know it'll be here before we fucking know it.
Closer, but yeah. So this week, episode 270, Tentacled Terrors, Part 1.
Oh no,
Octo-Demons.
Who knew?
I mean, I did read it at first, of course, because I'm an idiot. Testicle terrors.
Yes, testicle terrors.
Because I can't read tentacled without reading testicles. Because, you know,
it's just the way of the West.
I know. We're going to get mail. We're going to email about it. We're going to get messages. It's awful. Regardless, let's get started with those of us who've had horrific nightmares of floating alone in a vast, dark ocean, only to feel the slippery, sinewy grasp of an unseen tentacled terror wrap around our legs before yanking us down into the briny depths, have always woken up to the dubious comfort that to actually confront one of these malignant molluscs, we'd have to choose to go to the sea. But for an unfortunate few, encounters with a new breed of decidedly phantasmagorical, undulating abominations can happen anytime and anywhere.
Look at you go. That was beautiful reading.
That will never happen again.
I loved it. Flawless one take.
Yes, that was a one take. There will be no edits, but I will say this. My cadence in the beginning got real weird.
I could tell. It was deliberate.
I could tell. So,
I loved it.
We got tentacle terrors, Robert. Let's get started with this malignant abomination of crustaceous.
Oh, go.
Craniology.
I'm with it, dude. I'm going to ride with you wherever this fucking train goes. I don't give a fuck.
Terror.
There it is.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it, buddy.
All right. The octopus. Since a time immemorial, human beings have had a paradoxical relationship with these beak-bearing, multi-limbed masterpieces of evolution that crawl, swim, and conceal themselves in the most amazing ways in the shallow tidal pools or vast depths of the world's oceans. Ancient seafarer legends contend that some of these beasts can grow to colossal proportions and develop a taste for human flesh. A legacy that, in many ways, persists to this day, with some considering anything in the order Octopoda to be frightening, while others believe them to be fascinating, and still others consider the soft-bodied, eight-limbed molluscs as little more than food. There's a lot of ways we consider our little tentacled friends.
I mean, I guess you can take them a bunch of different ways.
As mentioned above, for those who fear these creatures, a sort of solace is achieved by the knowledge that contact with cephalopoda are removed from the day-to-day lives of most human beings and must be sought out. But as with all of nature's rules, there are exceptions. And in these cases, the exceptions would seem to appear under the umbrella of the paranatural.
Nothing worse than a phantasmagoric cephalopoda octopoda.
There you go.
Yeah, I did it.
There you go.
I know words.
You do.
Yeah.
We here at the Cryptonaut podcast are no strangers to surreal cephalopod-like creatures. From the terrifying, especially for the fucking creature, 1961 run-in that a pair of Spanish truckers had with a hairy, tentacled cousin it-like critter that we've affectionately dubbed Octo-Squatch, to 1968's rambling alien octopoids, to Kentucky's totally indescribable Octoman that wandered around the rural roads and waterways of that fair state in the winter of 1959.
Totally can't describe it, even though
totally.
it's an Octoman.
Yeah, I mean, it's described in detail multiple times.
The title.
Super thick, but that's just the way it is.
There it is.
But while these beasts may be attributable to origins as diverse as alien interlopers, to unknown animals, to atomic age mutations, what we are going to be dealing with here are ostensibly intelligent entities who occupy a decidedly more metaphysical niche. Our first case comes to us from the website psychicexperiences.com, a place where individuals can chronicle and compare their personal accounts of encounters with psychic phenomenon, and was posted on August 31st, 2017 by an Australian user known only as Alkara. In the category, visions, trances, and altered states. So, you know where we're at.
Yeah, I know where we're going. Sedona.
In her own words, Alkara described the terrible toll her psychic abilities have taken on her since early childhood. Abilities she believed have put her directly in harm's way from diabolical forces who could see her as clearly as she could see them. So we're going to read from her account, her testimony. Quote, I've been able to see with my mind's eye and sense entities since I was a child. As far as I can remember, my first encounter with spiritual entities was when I was about 3 years old, and it was a very bad and scary one. That sucks. I will always shiver myself to sleep every night because they were always watching me. Oh, I wonder if I will always implies like it's currently still happening, or is she meant like throughout her childhood? Either way, it's terrible.
This gross,
always watching me.
Ghost octopus. All right.
Continuing. They also whispered evil thoughts and made me draw evil stuff.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Things that a 3-year-old child would never be able to comprehend or do. I was always afraid of being left alone at home when my mom had to go shopping, as they would gather around me and there were always noises coming from somewhere in the house, even though there weren't nobody around but me. When I was alone at home, I remember hugging the crucifix to my chest while laying down on the couch and shaking with immense fear, as I could always see them stand in front of the couch staring at me. Goddamn. I never told anyone about it then for fear of being shamed or disciplined, as it was taboo to have encounters with these things. Yeah.
I mean, not much of a choice, really.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just kind of happening.
You need help. You're a kid.
Yeah, if you're especially that young, you gotta be like, hey guys, got a problem. Fucking ghost octopus is over here fucking telling me to draw Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, we're not to the ghost octopuses yet.
Oh, okay.
We're
evil
easing it.
entities.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There are always 3 of them, and they were always dark shadows with human shapes. My siblings never really believed me when I told them about these entities. Coming from a Catholic background, I always thought that they were some sort of demons, but that was as far as I knew. I never really knew what they were until only 6 months ago, when I began watching The Dead Files and realized that they were most likely shadow people. This was the start of my intense interest and heightened awareness of spiritual beings. Since then, I've begun to recall and record all of the paranormal experiences that I have had in the past and present. End quote. I am so sorry, Alkara, because this sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, this is not fun.
With the floodgates now opened, Alkara began to realize that she had not merely made contact with antediluvian evil entities of a teleological origin, but with entities usually relegated to high science and sci-fi. Quote, confidentially, nice reading, Rob. Coincidentally enough, my encounters with entities has heightened dramatically from that time on. Almost like, I guess, acknowledging it like amplifies it.
Dude, give it power. It's not good, man.
Yeah.
Just do what we all do. Just ignore it and drink.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's how you got to do.
Thank you. That's how I deal with the paranormal all the time.
Dude, that's how I deal with everything.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Whiskey and ignorance.
We're fine.
That's the safest thing.
We're doing good. It's okay. God. Merry Christmas.
All right.
Merry Christmas, baby.
Back to Alkara. For example, 2 months back, a gray alien appeared in my dream. When I saw it, I was suddenly made aware I was in a dream and knew the alien wasn't a part of it. I woke up immediately and the dream was as clear as day, and I was able to describe with quite intimate detail all of its physique and facial features. At that time, I didn't know much about gray aliens, and so was shocked to find on the internet that this type of alien matched my description. God, where are you that you don't know what a gray is? I mean, you could be in the outback somewhere. You could be in some rural area. I don't know. I'm not judging. It just seems like shadow people's a little more obscure, even though it's much more well known.
Maybe
today.
Just not in the know.
Yeah,
you know.
It's possible.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna call this a red flag.
Okay,
maybe hot pink.
Is it a fluorescent?
Yeah.
All right. Is it high vis?
You're gonna see it.
All right. Cool.
Right. So okay. So she found that it matched the gray alien descriptions on the internet. A few weeks later, reptilians decided to pay me a visit.
Oh, you got the whole cadre of fuckery going on now.
Once again, I had no foreknowledge of these psychic aliens, and their appearance matched exactly what I could find on the internet. My encounters with different types of entities and dead people has continued since. End quote. It was after these undeniably harrowing psychic experiences that Alkara began encountering bizarre beings most inclined towards our current Inquisition. Octopoids.
Okay.
Quote, a week ago, I encountered an entity that looked so ridiculous that I brushed it off as my own imagination. It had a structure of a human, head, torso, 2 legs, but the remarkable difference was it had 8 octopus-like tentacles for arms. So I guess like 4 coming out of each armhole?
Yeah,
that's how I'm seeing it anyway.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's what you consider ludicrous?
Yeah,
out of all of them?
Yes, I could not agree more.
I mean,
this is the line?
Yeah. That's the thing. I'd be like, oh, that's worrisome. Like, that's going to creep me the fuck out.
Absolutely, because where the fuck are you going now? Where's the internet now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where's Reddit when you need it?
You better find something indescribable.
Oh, boy, all right.
She continues, I couldn't remember how its face looked because at that time it seemed so ridiculous to me that I didn't take the time to study it. End quote.
Take notes.
Take notes.
Yeah. Yeah, just be like, it was muscular. It had... a sweet tight ass, whatever.
Sweet tight ass.
Big muscly arm, big tentacle arms, handsome features,
sure, why not?
Or grotesque features.
Dashing.
Oh yeah, would you slide right with this tentacle armed person or whatever?
Hey,
yeah,
I mean that's a lot of grabbing. It could be a sexy massage.
Yeah, or it could just be a fucking complete Cthulhu nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's also very likely.
That's the scale.
Yep, that's it.
That's the scale. All right,
slide right or Cthulhu nightmare.
Continuing.
It's telling that a woman who from toddlerhood had been experiencing terrifying interactions with non-human intelligences as diverse as demons, shadow people, and aliens would be so psychologically off-put by the so-called ridiculous appearance of this potentially demonic octopoid that, despite all of her myriad paranormal encounters, she managed to dismiss it as simply being too ludicrous to exist. Is this an example of absurdity being used as a self-defense mechanism? Is an outlandish predator all the more deadly due to the sheer ridiculousness of its appearance? Whatever the answer may be, Alkara, there I go again. Alkara added an interesting postscript to her sighting. I told my partner about it yesterday, and we did some internet search. God bless. It's never proactive on the internet. So he's like, I saw this shit. I don't know what it is. Clearly no one's ever seen one. Let's just Google it. Oh, fuck. There's a whole legacy.
Then,
goddamn.
Dude, goddamn. I mean, you're already on a psychic forum. Like, you clearly know how Google image works. Like, just go check it out.
Yeah.
Type in a description.
Maybe now Alkara is jumping in both feet.
Totally.
It's like, I'm going to find shit out.
Yeah, good for them. There you go.
Tobin's book, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So... she and her partner did it. Some internet. They found one article citing similar encounters. It was by a Dutch psychic, Robert Vandenbroek. The shocking thing was the image he drew of the aliens he saw, at least the arms part, which I remembered most vividly in my own encounter, was exactly the same as what I saw.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
All right.
And this is where we're going to get into some timey-wimey bullshit.
Okay.
I'll continue reading here. The case in question involved the aforementioned paranormalist, prognosticator, conspiracy theorist, and Netherlands native Robert Vandenbroek, who claimed to have had an incredible telekinetic encounter while investigating crop circles in the region of Zevenbergen. One that continued days later with extraordinary consequences. But we'll continue this story next week in part 2, where we focus on the evidently extraterrestrial aspects of this phenomenon.
Oh, you heard that right, folks. Part 2 next week, alien octopoids.
Well, we actually already did alien octopoids.
Octo-aliens.
Octo-aliens.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the demons. Next week, folks, aliens.
Yes. And maybe there's a crossover.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know yet.
It's a 2-part event.
It is a 2-part event.
All right, cool.
A sexy 2-part event.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. So, for now, let us remain firmly entrenched in the high strangeness of the supernatural and potentially interdimensional.
I love it.
So what's, again, interesting about this, and I will give a little bit of spoiler by saying what Robert Vandenbroek saw is similar in tentacles to what Alkara claimed, but they don't look the same. It is not a humanoid with like a pile of tentacles thrown out the sides. Okay. It is something unique, and it's comparable to something else we'll be covering next week. But that gets packaged away for now.
What is kind of cool about what she experienced, though, is like, all right, so you're getting like the gray and you're getting the reptilian and you got the ghosts or whatever. But
shadow
then
people, yeah.
This is kind of the thing, though, in the way that I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, this is the thing that shows up that you might be like, oh, that's ridiculous, but that's what it all really is.
Yes,
that's the thing that you think is ridiculous, but that's actually what's like contacting you from beyond.
Well, what's funny is along what you're saying, it's that you know how everyone is judgmental, like it's just a condition of the human race, and certainly debunkers are the biggest douches because they are like religiously, fanatically embracing the known without ever wanting to open their eyes. Skeptics we all want and know, and you want people to look at things with a critical eye but an open mind. But even people that claim to be open-minded and willing to experience or willing to appreciate and study the experiences of people that seem just unclassifiable, they have their own paradigms too. And these are the kinds of people that are like, I can accept that there's reptilians and grays because there's a continuum in which there is a flood of reports, documenting these things. But an octopoid humanoid, that's absurd.
Right.
And it's like, I pump the brakes, buddy, because to the rest of the world, the reptoids and the grays are absurd too. But it's funny, no matter how open-minded somebody is, until you go, I mean, just full on batshit crazy, which is not a place you want to be either, there's always going to be walls that come up. And sometimes, almost like in Alkara's own mind, the octopoid, the incredible octopus man, is the bridge too far.
Right. That's the one that's the ridiculous one.
While the other things are just as ostensibly ridiculous, if maybe more biologically, I don't know, acceptable. I mean, a gray's still fucking weird.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're like, all right, gray, shadow man, reptilian, this weird octo thing, like, well, this is clearly nothing to, like, if you're going through this much stuff, it's probably not the one to write off.
Yeah.
Just saying. That's probably the one that you want to keep a close eye on, to be like, that's interesting. And my own bias, I guess, here too, is as soon as I hear anything psychic, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Oh, me too.
That's my own damage. That's my own bag.
It's the same with me and the Bigfoot, which is why I, every time you mention interdimensional, even though every now and again I'm like, oh, goddamn, maybe there's a little something to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thought of a giant hominid, hairy, maybe ancient, relative, Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling this week, I don't know why, ancient relative to humanity is in the forest out there, absolutely acceptable. Why not? The thought that it might be more intelligent, occasionally ride a UFO, be able to slip dimensions. The fuck is wrong with you? Dude, exactly. Are you on peyote?
Yeah, I'm literally on a podcast where we talk about this stuff, and I'm like, oh, psychics, ha 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 ha.
But I do believe in psychic powers. I mean, I really do.
No, I
not all psychics, but the mind's ability, like remote viewing and things like that, I think are definitely
I think it's because there's a lot of people out there that claim to be psychic, and you're like,
charlatans.
All right, I get it. Like, I get what you're trying to do. Whatever, fine. But yeah, charlatans and whatnot.
Yes. So. I guess the moral of the story is we're going to try. Good Lord in heaven, my mouth today. We're going to try to keep an open mind.
We always do, man.
We always do.
Let's move on here to
I'm
our
try a little hard.
Next, frankly, terrifying account.
Well read.
Oh.
Was first broadcast on the Darkness Radio podcast and features an experiencer and tattoo artist who referred to himself only as Ken.
Yeah, Ken the old tattoo artist. I like it.
According to Ken's account, he was living and working out of a small house in Rosemead, California, when he began experiencing strange phenomenon. At first, this was limited to odd rustling noises emanating from the kitchen or living room, as if something heavy were moving in the darkness. Nothing worse than something moving in the other room. Even if it's a rat, it's the worst. If it's a raccoon, it doesn't matter what it is.
If it's a rat, it's bad.
If it's a rat, it's bad.
If it's a raccoon, it's not as
I think that's always my first thought. I've never actually had an in-house encounter with a rat.
With a rat?
I've been chased by giant rats, maybe possums. We don't know what's going on, but outside. But I've never had an indoor run-in with a rat.
I was like, it's Ben.
But every time I hear like some heavy rustling in the room, because I don't, have pets in the apartment, I'm like, the fuck you did. The fuck you did.
It's Ben.
And it's like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking bag that fell off the counter.
Dude, it is Ben. He wants to be your friend.
Is it Willard or is it Ben?
Oh, it's both.
Is it the one Michael Jackson sings about? The one that eats your face off? Or do they both eat your face off?
They both, yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it Ben, the two of us need look no more, right?
Ben, the two of us need look no more.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God. Did I just channel him? Am I a spiritual medium?
Dude, if you go hee, we're done. That's it. I'm calling it. I'm fucking calling it. All right.
Oh God. All right.
Enough of the Jackson.
So, rustling in the darkened rooms.
Rats.
That you're not in. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Before long, the paranormal pandemonium escalated to an apparition resembling a quote-unquote misty shadow that Ken would catch floating about the house.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did. But if he believed that this would be the breadth of this maniacal manifestation, he would be in for a very sad surprise.
Oh, you're fucked.
As one night, the artist in residence abruptly woke up to find himself face to faceless fiend with an unknown and most definitely inhuman entity, the caliber of which would likely have given H.P. Lovecraft a lifetime of nightmares.
Oh, not the Lovecraft.
The craft.
And every time you say tentacles, everyone goes to Lovecraft.
Cthulhu.
You have to.
Yes.
You got to. It's just he has a pile of non-Euclidean geometry and tentacled shit floating around the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's just what it is.
And it also makes me think immediately of the nameless horror of Berkeley Square.
Oh, yeah, totally. For sure.
Because, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also a tentacle, allegedly. Sometimes it's a misty shadow.
Yeah,
maybe he was on vacation.
It's
Who
funny
knows?
is when I saw this story, that's what I first thought of was the whole controversy around that entire story in the diatribe of comments.
Oh,
and the fucking,
my gosh.
It's like, dude, you guys got way too much time, man.
This is why I don't involve myself in ghost shit usually.
You did,
because it's
exactly.
goddamn controversial and everyone gives fucks.
Everyone gets so upset and so pissy. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
see a 12-foot snake with 11 legs in the fucking Kentucky forest. Everyone's fine.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
no one gives a shit. All of a sudden, you get a ghost and a serpent or something.
Old-timey specters killing sailors, and
everyone's
it's just
all
a fucking bucket of grief.
Everyone's all bucket of grief. That might be our Patreon episode. We'll see.
All right, so back to Ken and his antics with the floating apparitions and the face-to-faceless fiend.
Yep.
Quote, one night I woke up in a very calm and relaxed state, but found myself floating above the bed.
Not calm and relaxed at that point.
Nope. With my feet barely hovering off the mattress.
Good.
I knew I wasn't dreaming because I was aware of all of the items in my room and my eyes were scanning around. Lamp, wide awake.
Yeah. All right, there's my Xbox. I see my Ultraman figures. There's my computer and my cat. Okay. Comic books. Fuck. God damn it. Nothing's out of place. Son of a bitch.
Is this my Stan Gordon collection of weird shit from Pennsylvania? Clearly, I'm alert.
God damn it. I'm awake. Son of a bitch.
I found my body floating gently back down onto the bed, but was suddenly slammed down onto the mattress violently, as if someone had put a hand across my face and pulled me down. It felt as if I was in that state, that state of sleep paralysis. Yes, sleep paralysis.
All right.
So,
weird.
You're floating and you're cool with it.
Yeah.
And you know you're awake because this isn't a dream. I know my shit.
No, you could just be astral projecting.
And then whoop-a-bam.
Yeah.
Down on the mattress.
Whoop-a-bam.
Whoop-a-bam.
Indeed.
It would be at this point that Ken's situation would devolve from bad to horrific. Quote, to my horror, as I looked to my side, I could not move my face or body, but with my eyes, I clearly saw the silhouette or the shadow figure of this creature. I saw the clear, defined, sharp-pointed nose, and as crazy as it sounds, the silhouette of this tentacle for an arm with all the suction cups clearly defined.
Oh.
In its other arm, its other arm held my head down to the bed and pulled it as it was trying to make me look back up at the ceiling. So one tentacle arm just flowing in the wind.
The other one has
big
you.
sharp nose, and the other one slapping your face back down, trying to say, don't look at me, look at the ceiling.
You got to bite. You got to do something to this tentacle arm bastard. You got to do something.
Yeah, calamari.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. But you better give me some fucking, you better give me some cocktail sauce, motherfucker. I'm about to eat your arm.
At this point, Ken gives in and looks up, and it gets fucking even weirder.
Okay.
In shock, every inch of my black ceiling was covered with this bizarre-looking hieroglyphic as if it were painted in wet substance.
They're showing you the old god's language now?
That's what it seems like.
Oh, shit.
In my head, it was the color of blood. As it was hard to make out in the moonlight shining through the window, I felt as if this entity was trying to tell me something.
Dude, fucking better ways, dude.
Better ways.
Better ways to
Easier
fucking tell
ways.
us. Yeah, a lot easier.
A text?
A note. Yeah. A simple note. Yeah, that's all you got to do.
The blood on the ceiling, floaty, ripped down tentacle.
Yeah, no, man, not fucking
headlock.
Cool. This is not how we communicate. This is maybe in your non-Euclidean world, this is how you do it, but not here on Earth, dog.
No.
You know what?
Boundaries.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you be a classic and write a letter? Yeah, put a stamp on it. Yeah, put it in the mailbox. Float your tentacled ass down to the mail, the post office.
Support a fine institution.
Yeah, exactly. You have many people in your family that are postal.
I sure do.
Yeah, almost all of them actually. Yeah, do something else, man. But no, blood on the fucking wall, dude. Ancients of the old one, the gods of the northern whatever, dude.
And in blood.
Yeah,
you couldn't even use what that
humanoid
is? Squid ink.
That's fucking hack.
That's
hack.
It's Bush League.
It's Bush League hack.
Yeah, it seems like it's big drama, but take that shit to 78, okay?
This
shit's old.
You should have wrote a note, hid in the closet, come out, give it to them, and then go back. That's original. That has spontaneity. It's got spunk.
And you don't know where you're coming from.
It's got charisma. Yeah, is he going to be fun? Are we going to have a fucking dance? What are we going to do?
Yeah, choke holding someone and blood painting the ceiling?
Bullshit.
Come on.
I call bullshit.
Tired.
All right.
Whatever this message may or may not have been, Ken still had some fight left in him. Quote, with all my energy, I willed myself out of this paralyzed state, and once I blinked my eyes, it was over. No writings on the ceiling, no creature, everything was gone. A few other weird things happened after this incident, especially at night and sometimes even during the day, but nothing tops that crazy night I told you about. I'm not sure if there is a dark history in this residence or if I am just haunted myself because I've seen things in every place I've lived. Friends don't believe me, thinking I was under the influence of something, but I wasn't. I was completely sober. I know what I witnessed. So, poor Ken, just trying to do his thing. But if he sees things constantly, that means you have to be open to two thoughts. Well, we always try to support witnesses and believe experiencers. The first thing is you are a sensitive, psychically sensitive human being, and you can experience other levels of reality more acutely than the rest of us, say, or most of us.
Kind of like
the other one is maybe mental illness.
Right.
The diabetes,
I don't know
medical. But that's the joke. Never take diabetes.
No,
off the
I
table.
know, but because my wife is now a diabetic educator, I've learned quite a lot about diabetes, good sir.
Oh, I've definitely seen people hallucinate from diabetes.
And it can cause you to do a little bit of the
but that's not my point. My point is, I think maybe a medical condition, maybe a psychological condition, maybe a neurological condition. We don't know. You can't remove that possibility entirely.
No, we have to keep.
But I'm more inclined to want to think that it's just something his perceptions are open to.
Kind of like the first woman that we were talking about there, how she had all that stuff happening from when she was a kid. So like, it very well could be that your fucking psyche is just completely open to the universe, and you're like an antenna, just sucking all this shit in. Or unfortunately, you might have some sort of schizophrenia or something going on, which is. That's not to dismiss anyone's condition.
We're not pigeonholing any condition.
But that's also equally as hard.
Yeah,
extremely hard to deal with, and it's obviously medication and therapy and doctors and stuff.
What I would be intrigued,
it's a possibility,
and it's hard to do because, as aforementioned, as you said earlier, there's a lot of charlatans out there. Yeah. But if you could find as many quote unquote reputable psychics, like people that have done things, say, without charging exorbitant fees or any fees at all, and have a track record of, say, helping the police force or whatever find people and not, made a big deal out of it. People that seem to be legitimate or that have told you things that they couldn't possibly know, so your mind is blown. If you could find a contingent of people that seem to be reasonably legitimate psychic to pull them to see so. Especially because I know it comes in different ways. There's people that can maybe prognosticate a little, people that can remote view, But those that kind of maybe talk to the other side or whatever, you technically call it mediumship, I guess. Mm-hmm. If they encounter non-human things, I've definitely read psychic accounts or accounts where psychics claim to have encountered alien entities, and that they are much more afraid of them. And the 2 or 3 accounts, probably some of them I read through Brad Steger. I wish I could cite one exactly, but I remember one woman was going on a ghost hunt with some friends down this desolate road to this shady old shitbag house, and it's just classic ghost hunting. But then they saw a green light or something floating around, and she made them stop, the psychic, and she's like, "What's up? Is that something spectral?" She's like, That's not from dead side or whatever the phrase would be. That's from another place, and it's much more dangerous. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh, wow.
I'm paraphrasing. I haven't read the story in a while, but I've got it in one of my many books at home. And I just remember thinking to myself, that is interesting, because she was able to sense, ostensibly, an alien intelligence and was much more terrified by it than what is supposed to be one of the most classically horrifying things in the world, and that is, the dead that still exist on our plane.
I mean, if aliens can and do communicate to us with a psychic level, which I've brought up many a times. I love that theory. If you are a person that's predisposed to having psychic abilities, you're going to be a fucking you're going to be a lighthouse to these things. Sure. Because if you're if that's how they talk to us through our fucking mind holes, it's coming from Saturn, and all of a sudden you're just open to everything. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this thing over here? And you're just going to be encountering all kinds of bizarre shit.
Absolutely. There's that famous remote viewer. God, why am I going to draw a blank on his name? And I don't remember if I saw it on like Hangar 1 or Ancient Aliens or some shit in the years past, but he was asked to remote view Ingo Swann.
Yeah.
Asked to remote view the dark side of the moon.
It's exactly who I thought it was, Ingo Swann.
Yeah.
We're such dorks.
And he found this
you mean
base.
Ingo Swann?
Yes, exactly. You mean the legendary Ingo Swann?
Ingo Swann.
How did I forget that fucking name? And he's scanning it, and this CIA guy who didn't give his name or some code name is sitting there looking at him. He's like, oh, look. He's like, oh my God, it's a base. There's crazy shit here. Oh my God, what's going on? Hey, these aren't fucking people. And then finally, dude notices they're looking back at him.
Yes.
And then the old grizzled white dude, the cigarette man of real life, allegedly, it's like, better get the fuck back. And he's like, Ingo, what the hell is that?
Get back here, Ingo.
And he's
you
like,
went too deep.
He's like, that's interesting, right? He goes, yeah, but they were looking. He goes, yeah, that's some shit. And then just walked out of the room. Never elaborated.
Typical government. Like, ain't there some shit?
Yeah, like you just
weird, right?
You wanted to let Ingo, I don't know, go into harm's way or prove if he was fucking skilled or what.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But again, the aliens proved to be scarier than the dead.
Dude, because when you're psychically communicating with that shit with the dead, whatever. But when you're fucking locked in Mortal Kombat with an alien in a psychic realm, what are you going to do, dude?
Exactly.
It's your psyche against theirs.
And if it's just
a battle of the wills.
A more evolved, more powerful creature, then it could, I mean, like any predator. Like, I mean, if you're in the woods with a fucking grizzly, you're the one who's fucked.
Yeah.
That's their world. This is their shit. They're equipped for it. We're not. I guess in the weird psychic alien realm, they're the grizzlies.
Yeah, dude. You are the prey and they are the hunter.
Okay.
Continuing.
So Ken isn't believed by anyone. Still probably doing his work.
Yeah, do you Ken.
Moving on.
All right.
As hard as it is not to be believed by friends and loved ones, Ken was lucky when compared to the next experiencer who not only had to deal with prolonged psychophysical assault, but also every parent's nightmare of seeing such heinous acts perpetrated on their own child.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
In this account, which was posted by an anonymous male user to the website yourghoststories.com, which we have gone through a few times, used in videos.
The Swan attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Philippines.
Yeah.
The eyewitness claimed that not long after he had moved into a small Illinois apartment with his wife and 2-year-old son, he began to be plagued by strikingly intense headaches that struck without warning and felt like spikes being hammered into the base of his skull.
Oh, not good.
That's like the worst caffeine headache. As he had never before endured anything like this, the man tried to explain the sudden, unexplained pains away as being the results of the stressors involved in moving and settling in a foreign area. I don't know if he came from Ohio. Who knows, but it's a new place.
Yeah, I was moving. Goddamn Columbus here. It's been a hell of a trip for me, let me tell you.
Then, just as suddenly as the headaches began, they ceased. But this brief respite of relief would not last long, as it seemed as if the phantom pain and whatever had caused it had simply moved on to a new, more vulnerable member of the family. This is from his original posting. Quote, "It was one Sunday when my son was playing in bed and all of a sudden he started screaming, holding his head." Poor kid.
Jesus.
When asked, he showed the exact same place where I got my pain in the head, and he said, "It pains." Maybe it hurts, but it pains. Okay.
All right, yeah.
The pain, he describes, like I just did, will be like someone putting a nail in the back of your head. I was a little concerned, but thought to ignore it. All right. I put on the brakes there a little bit.
Wait. Your kid's grabbing the head and screaming? That is a trip to well now, sir.
And you've experienced this since you moved in? First off, you're checking for gas leaks.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to be looking around for shit.
Good fucking call.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, we all got headaches and shit's getting weird, slow gas leak.
Uh-huh. You got to protect the babies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your dad.
Son of a bitch.
So I'm not in love with his initial response.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's okay. Well,
the interesting thing here is I was not feeling this pain anymore, but my son started getting the pain often. We took him to a medical checkup, and it turns out to be nothing. End quote. Having found that traditional medicine was unable to help his anguished son, the patriarch decided to try another, less traditional approach to ending this nightmare. Quote, "Finally, after 3 attempts, I decided to use my spiritual, supernatural medium to protect everyone, and it worked."
Wait,
end quote.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. We only have the post, so we don't really.
I
can't
decided
dig
to
deeper.
use my supernatural medium to protect everyone.
Like, do you have like a family medium? Is it just
he-
the guy
is that
you
your
go to?
guy? Yeah. Like I have a guy for like tickets. I have like
Sure.
like for events and sporting things and
Totally.
concerts, and I got a guy. I got a guy.
Got a guy for oil changes.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, I got
Totally.
a guy for vape gear, vape cult.
You got- we all have guys.
We all got guys, but he's got a fucking
Supernatural medium.
Supernatural medium. All right. Well,
And that's his guy.
do we have a supernatural medium? We don't.
We know psychics, but we definitely don't have mediums on tap.
No, we should.
We should. It would be interesting.
But it has to be something that, like we know, like
and
close.
trust.
Yeah.
But I've never used anyone to talk to the dead.
No, me neither. I don't really.
I mean, it would be a real sus thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean,
who knows?
who knows? If I got mind blown enough, I'd be open to it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, we technically have a third cousin sort of relation with a dead talker.
We do.
But I mean, it's not my personal contact so much as
I don't want to,
friend of the family.
I don't want to go out there and just be like, yo, it's a Sunday and I'm bored. Talk to some dead people for me. Like,
Though it would be a fun interview.
It would be. Yeah.
All
right.
We'll table that.
Well,
one for now.
maybe in the future.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd definitely like to talk to somebody. We interviewed one briefly at that like weird con. Like someone that claims they can talk to the dead is somebody I want to talk to.
But then some of that didn't make it.
No.
some of that.
No.
Some of that ended up on the cutting room.
Yeah, talk
floor.
about the ET undead fucking
There
parallel.
was a lot of really weird off mic conversations that unfortunately we can't talk about, but it definitely went into like ET areas of aliens and psychic shit, and it got a little weird.
I know you love it, and I secretly
see that-
delight in it too. But the jambalaya of paranormal, when these things that seem to be separate and distinct and interesting suddenly become this like fucking this gumbo of fucking flavorful asininery, it's kind of great.
When there's a ghost in the attic and you got a Bigfoot in the backyard and a Mothman on your porch and they're telling you about it, you're like, all right, you have a lot.
And they're all pointing to the UFO saying, check that shit out, dude.
Look at that shit. You got a lot going on. There's a lot. I'm not saying
it didn't happen.
I'm just saying that when you have that much shit happening, man, I mean, maybe you're just a special little paranormal star, and good for you. I'm all about it. I mean,
special
cool.
little paranormal star.
Yeah.
It'd be a great children's book. Though I feel like it would be secretly condescending as fuck.
I'm not trying to be condescending. It's just that, when people come at you with that stuff, you're like, okay, well,
it's a lot because it's a lot.
It is. No, it's a lot. It's a ton to fucking because you're like,
if someone comes with a little taste of like peanut butter fudge that they made, and you're like, oh my god, it's delicious. When someone shoves like a fucking handful in your mouth,
and
it's
you're like, all right, calm down.
Technically, it's still delicious, but I'm choking.
But then again, if this is something that is psychically a psychic manifestation, you would be encountering all this different shit. We just fucking debunked ourselves, motherfucker.
Rebunked. The rebunkening.
See, and that's what's important about this shit is as you're talking about it, and then you realize, oh shit, I'm making my own point against myself.
That's right.
You gotta be able to own it. There you go.
Crow and move on.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know why? Ultra-terrestrials. Robert, let's do it.
They're eating our fear.
Here we go.
Whatever it was the supernatural medium had done, they managed to trigger a direct confrontation between the father and this freak of nature. Quote, going back to the anonymous man's account.
Freak of nature.
The face-to-face happened one night. We were in a good sleep and I was suddenly awake, and I noticed a pink ball with tentacles floating above my son's body.
What is that fucking thing from Big Trouble in Little China?
Oh my god, but it's all the eyes.
Yes,
it's all the eyes. Yeah.
But it had tentacles too.
The beholder. Yeah, it had little tentacles.
Beholder.
I think it's a beholder. That might be some
D&D.
Yeah, but maybe both.
We're gonna get emails.
Yeah, but I
love it. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Oh,
everyone's gonna be so
when
mad.
she stabbed it
right
through the head and went.
He
died.
Good. Fuck that thing.
But it was cute. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Beholder. Continue.
Okay. Beholder-ish.
Beholder-ish.
Also, it's like, what do they call them? Like the devil's fingers, that weird pink tentacle fungus. I don't know. It just reminded me of floating shit like that.
Syphilis?
Yeah.
Drippy dick.
There it is. Drippy dick. Drippy dick in the sky. Okay. So fucking tentacled beholder is floating above his son's body.
All right.
When I tried to catch it, it just moved away and disappeared, and I fell asleep. So this is interesting.
Weird.
That's what you do. You lunge. If you saw something floating and tentacly above, Ev or Charlie.
I'd be throwing haymakers.
Heck yeah. I don't think I'd try to grab it. I'd punch. I think I would lunge punch rather than grab.
I might want to grab it, because if you can get your hands on it, you can like put that fucker in kind of like a headlock.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if I can get on top, if I have something in my hands, a person or whatever, and I can maneuver them in a way where like you're not going to fucking leave. Like I'm going to hold you until I think that you're okay to be let go, or I'm just going to walk your ass outside.
That's fair. I mean, I would be afraid it would be pretty squirmy, maybe lubricated, maybe
you can do it.
Icky with ectoplasm.
You can do it.
Trust me, I'm a better grappler than a fucking puncher.
Yeah.
Like if someone ever wants to fight me, the chances are I'm going to try to grab you and just subdue rather than throw haymakers.
You do have enormously large hands.
That's just what I do, and hopefully I'll never have to do it again. But so I get you're saying,
Rob,
the grab and squeeze.
He's going to bring his jiu-jitsu out of retirement.
Oh yeah, I mean I know how to use my weight as an asset. You know, you use gravity and strength.
Yeah, fuck punching.
Squeeze and fall.
Yes,
until they pray for death.
Just fucking just get a nice fucking rear naked chokehold in. And that's it. Make him tap.
I'd get winded just throwing 2 punches. I'd be like, nope,
this is over.
Throwing in the towel.
I'm calling Mark. He'll take care of this bullshit.
Okay, so he lunges for it, and it disappears. And then he falls asleep almost inexplicably.
Maybe,
and I get being so tired, like we've all been woken up by something that startles us, but we're so tired we fall back asleep. No. But I don't think that's something that to me is like the paranatural thing causes you to fall back to sleep.
If my dog barks, I'm up for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
if you saw like a floating apparition of something, you'd be like, I'm not going back to fucking bed.
Fuck no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, everyone's out of the house in the truck. We're going to a hotel.
So I think that's some sort of mesmer type thing.
Could be,
maybe aliens, ghosts, vampires employ, whatever.
Yeah.
The very next night, we were all sleeping, and I was awake at 12:05 midnight, and I saw the wall above my head and ceiling was full black. I turned around and stared at the wall just 2 feet away, and I saw a totally black object with huge tentacles floating. After this incident, I finally confirmed that there are some demonic presences in this apartment. I secured a full house until we vacated. Okay, so I'm not sure if English is the first language of this witness,
I don't
but
think so.
we get the general gist.
Okay.
And so going back to that, that's reminiscent of the last one, the black.
With Ken the tattoo artist.
Yes,
yeah.
Ken the tattoo artist and the
hack blood
runes and all that. Yeah.
Read the letters you cannot read because they're beyond space and time or your imagination, foolish human.
But once you see them, like they're imprinted on your mind like a fucking Pawnee pool thing. Like,
dude, and then you're stuck.
The curse is
knowing
effective,
the unknowable,
even if you don't comprehend it.
Fucking bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
This is some bullshit bush league alien shit.
Or demons.
What? Yeah, this is some bullshit.
Or interdimensionals.
Bullshit demon shit right here. All right.
Okay. One can only hope that whatever this devil-fingered fiend was, it decided not to follow the family, and that whomever is occupying that small space somewhere in Illinois right now is immune to its effects. So I'm just rooting for anybody. I don't want to follow the family. I don't want
rooting for anybody.
I don't want the new people that moved in to be suffering. I just want everyone to be cool. No nails to the base of the skull. No kids suffering.
Yeah.
And you don't even know if this thing's attacking, by the way.
No, you don't.
This could be just like an electromagnetic thing. Like if something comes from another dimension or layer of reality and it's just, maybe it's a kid itself. Maybe it's lost. Maybe it just wants to get home. But the simple effect of its existence in this realm causes pain to certain people, especially people that may be sensitive, like father, like son, perhaps.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe it is a direct assault. Maybe the black tentacled thing coming through was like the mom, like the babies are little pink things. The parents are like have turned colors like snow leopards or whatever. Something changes colors as they get older. I don't know if snow leopards are one of them, but other things that change colors. And it was coming to rescue its baby. It could have been just a heartfelt like Lifetime movie.
I mean, I don't know if you can take that chance, really.
But you can't take that chance.
No,
not when your kid's screaming in pain.
But if this thing is just there feeding off of your cyclic energy, like even if it's a child, you can't have it.
100%.
You just can't do it.
But as terrifying as the torments allegedly affected by these beings may be, we are still left with the puzzle of what the hell are we dealing with here? Despite their octopus-like attributes, these things are obviously not animals of any known variety. Nor do they seem to fit the traditional bill of most extraterrestrial encounters. Are they ghosts, demons, psychic parasites, or shadow creatures that seem to rise up from the depths of a layered reality like a sewer monster crawling up from the pipes? Something squiggly and slimy that seems to, without explanation, occasionally lurch up from an alternate biosphere to wreak havoc, not unlike the three-legged fiend known as the Enfield Horror or England's horrible, tentacled, murderous mess, the aforementioned again. So many aforementioned this pod. Nameless thing of Berkeley Square.
Leave your emails about that to yourself.
Also, I've written the word fiend 100 times in this
It's
one.
okay.
God, I hate
I
repeating
like
words.
fiend.
I know I do too.
The fiendish fiend of Finksville.
Yeah, this was a little bit of a rush, but I love it.
All right, cool.
Okay.
There.
Perhaps these things have an altogether more prosaic explanation, and that they're nothing more than bad dreams, sleep paralysis, hoaxes, or hypnagogic hallucinations, or hypnopompic, depending on if you're falling asleep or waking up.
Hypnopompic. There you go.
But if even one of these madness-inducing manifestations proves real, then we might be dealing with a truly alien intelligence, one that may have been interacting, if not toying with or actively harming, the human race from a time immemorial. Maybe it is these unfathomable fiends, there we go, start a drinking game, that have been mistaken by our ancestors, shamans, and storytellers for the pre-Adamic gods of old, the creators and destroyers of the dark, now mostly forgotten prehistorical world in which humans were the perpetual pawns in games of life and war waged by enigmatic entities of preternatural intellect and transcendental flesh. That's a little Cobra Kai, little Cronenberg for that ass.
I mean, really, that's a metal record.
Yeah,
You just wrote the new Voivod record, I think.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a Voivod Morbid Angel split 7-inch.
Oh my God.
I like it. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy it. I fucking enjoyed that immensely. Actually, that was great. That made Christmas. Perfect.
And if there's even the tiniest chance that any of this is true, what the hell are we going to do if these unfathomable, inhuman beings decide to return to their ancient playthings en masse?
Oh, man. Tentacled Terrors, Part 1, the Octo-Demons. I think, honestly, where I'm going to go with this, real briefly, you fucking nailed it in the outro. Like, if this is some, I don't know what the hell you would really call it. My mind goes to ultra-terrestrial, because I'm thinking of like higher dimensional beings. I know that's a loaded statement, what I just said. It sounds super fucking wonky.
Safe space. Go ahead.
Safe space, higher dimensional beings that I think honestly probably do feed off of maybe off of your psyche. If you think about like human emotions, right? The human psyche in general, we are a fucking ball of love, hate, anxiety, depression, joy, happiness, fear, all these fucking things going on. I'm not sure how that translates to food for them, but it's kind of a common trope.
Well, I mean, listen,
maybe it's just like it's like psychic energy building up in your brain, and then your emotions, they just fucking come in and they fucking little slurp on the shit and eat it.
Why the fuck not? Like, our ancient ancestors had no idea about photosynthesis. It would have seemed absurd that something could eat sunlight.
Yeah.
But it's a done deal.
Right.
So energy can manifest itself in different ways, and energy can definitely be used as a food source. I mean, that's what food is, something that you consume to convert to energy anyway. Yeah. So even though I get what you're saying, there's an absurd element to all of it. It's not as absurd as it sounds. And I mean, if there's one thing, I mean, if maybe there's different creatures, things that maybe would be considered angelic, aka good, demonic, aka bad, and the angelic things feed on things like love or charity or generosity or appreciation or whatever things that we would consider almost universally to be noble, good things to feel and act upon. And so these things want to encourage this sort of action for their own selfish needs of food. And on the other hand, there are things that might thrive, like the ultra-terrestrials allegedly, on terror, on sorrow, or just think about anxiety. If you were a creature slightly more advanced than the typical biological creatures we're accustomed to on Earth, that evolved as any creature will in a niche to either die or thrive in an environment. If you evolved to eat anxiety and you lived on Earth right now, you would be one fat happy fuck.
Yeah, honestly,
because I mean that's probably what human beings have more in abundance than anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean,
from mild level to like peaking out panic attacks.
Going through a weird time as a planet. So I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it is the most common complaint of human adults, I think.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Although, on the flip side of that, though, it is kind of fucking, again, it is kind of hack and kind of a trope to be like, oh, the fucking reptilians are here feeding off of your fucking, emotions and shit. But maybe there is something, honestly, to it.
Yeah, I would be more likely to think an energetic, weird, like fucking like Star Trek style, like a what is it, like a Boltzmann brain or whatever, like that was spontaneously created intellects that can come from nothing and just exist in the ether or whatever. I don't know if I'm getting right.
It reminds me of like a weird Doctor Who villain.
Exactly.
You know, what
like,
they're just like
we're talking like high concept sci-fi
yes,
villain.
Exactly.
Not like Star Wars where, you know, you're meaty and you have like 3 heads or you're a hammerhead or whatever the fuck you are. That's all fine and enjoyable.
You got
like,
Salacious Crumb laughing.
Exactly. But lofty, like, you know, Philip K. Dick type shits.
Yeah, no, maybe. Maybe it is.
And I'd be more likely to think that one of these things could occasionally look like a glowing pink ball with tentacles than a reptile humanoid that just eats your fucking, your wet dreams or whatever.
Eat your wet dreams.
Which is a terrible image, and I apologize right now.
All right, man. Or, you know, again, I'm just going to put this under the umbrella category of like angels, demons, aliens, all this crazy fucking shit we're experiencing, all just different manifestations of the same phenomenon. And this just happens to be one of them. There's not really a reason to pigeonhole this like we talked about with like, oh, you see ghosts and Mothmans and werewolves and Frankensteins in the bathrooms. If these things just appear to you as how almost like you can't define what it is, so it defines what it is for you. I know that's super heady and like some weird fucking psychic bullshit.
It's a common trope, though.
But yes. And, from Valley to Keel.
And of course, that's why Valley and Jung and Keel and a lot of people were like,
yes,
this is why it manifests itself in the sci-fi tropes of the time.
Right, exactly.
Like flying airships look like boats because this is what you know.
Yeah.
And that's why so many of the crazy close encounters of the 50s and 60s looked like, you know, AIP and grade B driving monsters.
And depending on whatever culture,
not that I buy that, but I'm saying that's what they say.
No, but I mean that this description of it being like a tentacled terror, I mean, that's been embedded as a sci-fi pop culture comic geek nerd. Whenever I see weird tentacle things, the first thing I'm like, oh, fucking Cthulhu, the old gods, like the ones that are, you know, are frozen in space when Hellboy's trying to make Rasputin not allow him to come back to the earth.
Yeah, I don't know why tentacles are always associated with, well, I guess it goes back to the indescribable Octo-Man.
It's like Lovecraft.
As soon as something has tentacles, it's like, I can't understand what you are. But no, I can fully understand what you are.
You clearly have tentacles.
You just have fucking tentacles.
I mean, you're
but you're right. That's become indelibly associated with the unfathomable.
So maybe that's where this comes from. Maybe this is what just this representation of this phenomenon is this unfathomable fucking tentacled space deity. Dude, hell or space, dude.
Sure.
Demons. Bring it. Demons. Maybe it could be a demon.
Well, all right, so now you want to, now you're definitely hitting the brakes hard and going back to Abrahamic, you know, duality of good and bad.
I'm putting it all under the same umbrella because I really do believe that it is all just a different representation of the same phenomenon.
See, obviously, I loved exploring that because I wrote about it.
It's written,
I really
like it. It's cool.
And so I agree. But you're right. I mean, what we're dealing with here, assuming, again, it's not all hoax and hypoglycemia and whatever fucking else, is it's either an animal. Seems unlikely, but I mean, who knows? If it's an animal from a different kind of place and ends up here, it would just seem very weird. An alien, which again could still make it mostly biological.
Yeah,
though,
totally.
I mean, technically, I guess energetic as well. Silicone based, who the fuck knows? Then you get into the occulty mess, the supernatural mess, which means then are you dealing with a demon? Again, like a wizard summoning something from another realm. But does that go back to number one? Just another realm.
Right.
And that it's, you know, we all know, you know, in string theory and other things that the whole universe is built on acoustics and sounds. So maybe these incantations that seem to be like all robes and gray beards are really just a way of manipulating sound to open up portals to other dimensions. And it's all science, but we don't understand the science because we have no context for it. So it's all fucking fantasy shit.
Dude, bringing it all back around, man.
So
there it is, dude.
I mean, it is what it is. It's animals or not. It's magic or not.
It's fucking super heady, trippy shit, dude.
Arthur C. Clarke in it. Hey, are you super science or are you just a wizard?
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. And also, too, obviously, skeptically speaking, for all these stories, as we discussed, unfortunately, these people could be suffering some form of a mental illness, whether it's a schizophrenia or some kind of like hallucinating thing, which that always is a possibility.
Or lying.
Or it could just be flat. I mean, it is the internet.
It's the internet.
I mean...
It's the goddamn internet.
Dear listeners, welcome to the internet. Unfortunately, I mean, if you go to Reddit or whatever, you know, spots that people post stuff, like there's obviously a good majority of it could just be some creative writing, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, wow, don't muck the waters up, you know?
Oh, yeah. Hate it. No,
trying to do some real research here.
Can't endorse that.
Yeah, we don't be doing. You leave your creating writing bullshit for creepypastas.
Exactly.
And label it as such, and get a little following, and then people will make fan
Exactly.
fiction.
Get famous for your imagination. Don't squander it on, like you say, spoiling the waters for the rest.
Yeah. Well, fuck, Rob. There you go. Tentacled Tears Part 1, the Octo-Demons. Next week, good folks, I'm going to get this one right this time because I'm reading it. We'll come back for Part 2 with the Tentacled Terrors Part 2, Alien, or Octo-Alien.
We're just going to keep it simple.
Octo-Alien.
Octo-aliens.
Yeah.
Because our alien octopoids was the Spanish 1968 case with the farmer named
I am going
Matau or whatever.
Screw this up so bad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, Spain had so many little octopoids.
I know they really did, too.
Octospot.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. So that's why we're not using that. I almost called this, I don't know, demonic octopoids, but that's just too wordy. Just Octo-aliens, Octo-Demons.
Shit. All right.
Keeping it simple, folks.
There you have it. Come back next week for Part 2. Thank you all so much for joining us, the Cryptonaut Podcast. Robert, before we leave, we have some shout-outs to do to some good folks.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Awesome gifts. Super dope. First off here, we want to thank Atomicus for their really super cool crocheted. We got, speaking of the old gods, we got a Cthulhu over there. I don't know why I say Cthulhu.
Because I say Cthulhu.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu. We have a Cthulhu over there. My very favorite, the Flatwoods monster, which is coming home with me to my Flatwoods show.
Of course. Yeah,
yes,
you got
and then we got
a shrine.
The Michigan Dogman.
Yes.
Which is
so
dope.
cool. Like, so talented. And it was mentioned that, it was just like early efforts in crocheting. Well, they're fucking brilliant.
They're really good.
And
honestly.
I love them. It made me so happy when Mark pulled those out of the box. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is just amazing.
Yeah, super adorable. And thank you so much, Atomicus. We appreciate that.
You're the bee's knees.
I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. Atomicus. Yeah, it's got to be Atomicus. Cool. All right. Also, too, speaking of adorable, holy shit, we got a Build-A-Bear.
I can't believe that, too.
And right up there on our shelf, I bear leave. This goddamn thing is adorable, too. Thank you to Haley Tapp. Thank you so much, Haley.
It's an E.T.
We appreciate
teddy bear. It's the cutest thing. My nephew loved it when he saw it.
It's so adorable that I didn't realize that Build-A-Bear had like a cool bear alien.
It's dope.
Dude, I haven't been to Build-A-Bear since my kids were tiny, but I remember going there and being like, here we go. And you go through the whole process.
Oh, yeah.
You give it a name. It's all kinds of fun stuff.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah, no, totally. It's great for kids. Totally cool. But yeah, Haley Tapp, thank you so much again for that.
Ms. Tapp, you
super
are
cool bear.
You are the kitty's titties.
Super dope. Super appreciate it. We love it. And we obviously thank everyone that sends us gifts and stuff like that. It's super cool.
Oh, we love it.
Oh my God.
And it's on our shrine right here in our studio.
No,
it'll eventually be moved out to our video shrine so people can share with it.
Put it out there. And
share it with us.
Everybody. And thank you so much for for everyone out there tuning in every week and listening to the show. Holy shit. Means the world. God damn, it's amazing. When you stick with us on a sloppy week like this, God bless you. Yeah, we're 270 some odd episodes in, and you're still showing up, we're still doing it, and we appreciate it. And for those of you that want to support us monetarily,
bless your heart.
Here comes the salesman pitch. Join us over there at patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast. $1 is the one extra bonus audio per month. $5 is the 4 to 5 extra bonus audios per month. Signing up for either of those will get you access to the Discord.
Yes.
Which then you can
movie nights, campfires,
kind of fun stuff.
A really great community.
Trivia.
With really good people.
Yeah. So be sure to check that out over there. And of course, we got the merch, folks. We got the t-shirts and the hoodies over there at the old hellerspace.com through TeePublic. And of course, we have our very special Loveland Frogman design from Mr. Todd Purse over at the cryptonautmerch.com on CrowdMade. We will have I had a couple people actually ask me, like, you guys got more merch going there? We do. It's just with the holidays and everything going on,
which would have been the perfect time to have merch.
Yeah.
But we're not business people.
Listen, no.
We're idiots.
There's sticker sheets and there's a design. We have new designs going up there very soon. We're going to be, doing that after the holidays.
Yeah.
We do shit on our own schedule.
We do.
And
they offer really cool things that we can do that we can't do anywhere else, and we're going to exploit that.
We're going to get back to doing that other stuff there. So again, check that out. All that's going to be linked in the description of this podcast. There you have it. The social medias, Roberts, the Instas and the Twitters and the Facebooks, we're there. We're hanging out. We're doing it. Be sure to check us out there. DMs are always open, but give us a little bit of time to get back to you.
Absolutely.
Just because even I get flooded. Well, then I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I feel bad not getting back to people, but when I look at the messages and I'm like, shit, it's been like 3 weeks. I'm like, God damn it. And I just so many I got to go through. So, but, thank you to everyone that, sends that there. Also, too, you can email us directly, cryptonautpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or complaints, feel free to shoot them over there.
That makes sense. Yeah. I didn't even realize we had that. Just makes sense that we do. But
Cryptonautpodcast@gmail.com.
So dope.
That's where we answer all the emails from.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
So you'd think I would have known that by
now.
270.
I mean, I'm
still learning new things.
I'm the only person.
Well, because you're the fucking champ.
Accesses it.
Yeah.
So if all three of us had access to that email, it'd be a fucking shit show.
Yeah, I believe that. You always forward shit that's meant for me anyway.
Yeah, no. If you send anything, to me to that email address, for Robert, I will forward it over to him, and then I will text him, and then I will call him, and then I will tell him the next Monday that I see him that 100%. He has messages.
There's layers of protocols.
Yes, there's
to
a
get
lot.
me to check my shit.
There's a ton of ways to have Rob check stuff out. So there you have it. Thank you all so very much. Hope everyone is having a fucking awesome holiday season out there. Do your shit. Celebrate how you want to. And we will be talking with you very soon.
Heck yes.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
How about Last Christmas I gave you my heart. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My daughter loves that song.
Very next day.
And she plays it.
Son of a bitch.
She plays it constantly.
Does she really?
Every time we get in the truck, she's like, Dad,
so
Dad,
she's
Dad.
already pining for the heartbreaks of futures past?
Dude,
she's a baby.
I think it's because, she's last Christmas I gave you my heart. And then the very next year you gave it away. I don't know what happened. Very next month.
Yeah.
Next month.
No, I think it was the next day.
Was it?
Yeah, she didn't wait till New Year.
Professes their love for someone on Christmas, and then the day after Christmas, they're like, oh, sorry, George.
Drunk people. That's how that works.
You're right. Oh,
yeah, it's happened to all of us.
Oh,
I may have done it myself.
Oh, no. You son of a bitch.
But you mean it when you're there.
You broke George Michael's heart.
Well, not him specifically.
God damn it.
I could never do that to him. Because then he'll never dance again. And sadly, he won't.
Oh, I'm never going to dance again.
R.I.P.
Oh, I know. R.I.P.
Mr.
George Michael. Son of a bitch.
God, what a talent.
Honestly. If you look at his full body of work,
really, from Wham to fucking
all the way to solo, like he's fucking really good.
He left a legacy.
He did. Oh my God, jeez.
One to be cherished.
God. All right. Well, there you have it.
Yeah, there it is.
I like our George Michael outro. We'll be talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Peace.